Moving on from Media Lecture now, let's have a look at some of the changes that have been made to the Medial Library portal. Firstly, we have a change that means that repeated login attempts will lock out a user. You can define how many attempts is deemed as suspicious and also unlock users whose accounts may have been wrongly locked out. This is just a security measure in case these unauthorized attempts to log in are made repeatedly. In terms of other user-related changes, we've now addressed a long-standing feature request in that you can now move content from one user's personal category to another, and it also reflects this now in the contributor name. The use case here was normally that one user left the organization and the content would then be moved to another user's personal category, but the contributor name would remain for the old user. This has now been addressed. And for content where this action has occurred, you will see a small icon that denotes this as shown on the slide, and some alt text showing the old contributor identity for completeness. Again, from customer feedback, we've also now added the option to include and select license information on the Medial upload wizard. This is optional and off by default, but you can contact support if you'd like it configured this way. Also in the area of content licensing and syndication, we now support Apple podcast feeds for Medial categories. In terms of more video related features, we also now support the ability to add blurring to videos shot in portrait as shown here. And our player will automatically stretch older 4:3 resolution videos so that there's no black bars seen in that type of video either within our player. There's also been a whole host of accessibility changes made to the Medial UI, mainly concentrated on the addition of ARIA tags for use with screen readers. A copy of our VPAT is also available at the highlighted URL. On a more technical note, we've added some files into the Medial build that allow for more accurate probing and uptime checking. A summary is shown here on the slide. Bear in mind that if you're a SaaS customer already, we are actually already monitoring your site in this way. But if you're an on-premise customer who uses probes, these might be useful to you. We can now also add VTT files as part of a bulk upload process. If you want to bulk upload videos to Medial, contact support and we can show you how you can do that with VTT files as well as MP4 files. In terms of analytics, we've also added some new reports that were requested by customers. Both of these reports relate to the ability to see which users have uploaded content and played content. The use case here was a potential data protection request by a student who wanted to see data on all of the media that they've uploaded and all of the media that they've played as well. These reports don't necessarily have to be used with student user accounts. They can be used with any Medial user account, but that is one potential use case of this report. Moving on to our provision within LMSs, obviously we've already seen that the new Media Lecture web tool can be used in any of our LMSs. However, we've also added support for the latest versions of Moodle and made some improvements on how we work with H5P. We now also allow you to run content policies based around content that has been specifically added to your LMS. This is great if you have a user retention policy related specifically to how courses are run and when. Our Zoom integration also has a key addition to it in version 8.5. In September of this year, the old method of using JWT tokens will go end of life and be replaced by OAuth. So if you're a Medial customer who uses our Zoom integration, it's imperative that we upgrade you to v8.5 before this September deadline. So please contact support to arrange an upgrade date.